usual.
And I think for the first time, other than when we first had a meeting, we've had a slight video challenge, which hopefully will rectify itself. When it does, video is focused on the area from, just congratulations, obituaries, and any questions will not be recorded in the written minutes. The reason behind recording council minutes is, of course, to hold us more accountable and to improve transparency of council's decision making to our community. The full council meeting is generally streamed live on council's YouTube channel, which is Alpine Shire Council, and will be available on the YouTube channel shortly after this meeting. And it is now streaming live. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. If we could go through item 2, please, and the acknowledgement. Councillors would stand, please.
The Alpine Shire Council acknowledges the traditional owners of the land we are now on. We also acknowledge those people who have contributed to the rich fabric of our community and strive to make wise decisions that will improve the quality of life for all.
Thank you. Item 3 on our agenda, confirmation of minutes, 3.1 ordinary council meeting, 7th February, moved Councillor Nicholas, seconded Councillor Knapstein. All in favour? Against? All carried. Item 3.2 special council meeting.
Sorry, moved. Seconded.
Councillor Forsyth and Councillor Roper. All those in favour? It's carried. Apologies, there is one Councillor Keeble unable to attend this evening and sends his apologies for that.
Kimberley.
Yeah, I think he's up there somewhere crocodile hunting. Obituaries and congratulations. From my left, Councillor Roper. Neil, Councillor Forsyth.
I should just, look, everybody would know about this, but just Ernie McDonald was a larger-than-life character in Myrtleford, and I just note his passing. Thank you.
Councillor Pearce? No. Councillor Nicholas? Councillor Knapstein? No. Myself, I have a congratulations, and it is somewhat out there anyway in the public domain that we are losing our Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Barry, and I think it is time now that we make ensure that that is out there in the public domain. I don't think he will mind us, and we're quite proud of him in actual fact that he has been headhunted by the Attorney General's Department and Auditor General, and he will hold a very senior position within that department, commencing late in May. So he has agreed to stay with us until that budget time comes through and the council plan gets done, and doing all those things that need to be transitioned over. So so it's out there now, Dave, and congratulations on that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'll announce it to the staff last week, but I think it's still quite a while away, so it's business as usual for the moment. And yeah, never been busier, I think.
That's right. I've asked him for an action list and a timeline before he goes. Declarations by councillors of conflict of interest. Councillor Nicholas.
I'd just like to say that I'm a member of the Alpine Cycling Club because of an agenda item coming up. I do not believe that I have a conflict of interest, though.
Thank you. I understand that you're not on the board of any meeting, you're just a member of that club. Okay, thank you. Item 7, public questions and agenda items. Thank you. I have one item here that has been sent to me by Beth Smith from Toowoomba South, This is to do with Toowoomba South Framework Plan, and when will it be revised or written? I'll just defer that to... Yes. Do you want to do that? I'm happy to. Want to do that? Yeah. Okay. It might be more expedient for...
Okay.
It might be more expedient for Ms. Smith to have it answered now then. Thanks, Mr. Barrett.
Oh, you were just going to refer it, Mr. Mayor, were you?
I was, but...
Okay, that's fine.
Look, you're going to do it, let's just do it.
Okay, so we had a series of framework plans were placed in 2009. Those framework plans gave rise to the Alpine Better Places projects that we've been pursuing across the Shire in recent years. Most of the works delivered thus far in Mount Beauty, but works underway now in Bright and Port Pontchartrain. Those framework plans provide the strategic direction from which we'll continue to develop future master plans, but right now our focus is on delivering the master plans that we have underway, and any future projects within the framework are captured in our pipeline that Ms. Smith is very familiar with, and will be scheduled for delivery over the current year. So the life of that structure plan is has still got some life left in it, and our focus is on delivering the outcomes, not necessarily revising the plans.
Thank you, Mr. Barry. Questions on notice in relation to agenda items. There are nil written questions on notice. I'm going to ask, are there any questions from the floor in relation to the agenda items? If you could, well, you know the usual procedure, Mary, if you could stand up please at the microphone and state your details and the question.
Mary Pike from the Kiewa Valley, Secretary of the Upper Kiewa Valley Community Association. I want to ask a question about public questions, please, Mr. Mayor. I understand why you're limiting the questions, because I've been here often and had to sit through very long, lengthy, pointless questions and the answers. So I understand the reason why, but I don't understand why you are limiting it to something that is on the agenda for tonight, because there are not everybody's going to have access to reading the agenda anyway to find out what is on tonight. I know it's on the computer, etc., but not everybody will have access. And I think this is a forum in which people can actually get their questions and their viewpoints and your viewpoints back in return on things apart from what goes to staff members. I know that's been one of the answers, they should go to directed to staff members, but if it comes up in a forum like this and it goes out to the public, it's a more open way of answering questions rather than just directing it to a staff member. And from the public's point of view, there is absolutely no guarantee that the message will get from the staff member to the councillors. Can it be changed at all?
The system can be reviewed, and we are looking at some appropriate wording for question time into the future. I acknowledge that we live in a democracy. People are entitled to ask questions, but I also want to reiterate that this forum, and I think most people understand this forum is not to be used for improper purposes, and it's council sits for the public good. So we are looking currently at some wording. The local law number 1 does not provide any policy for question time at a council meeting, and so that it is silent. Local law number 1 is silent on that. Traditionally we have always had question time from the floor, and there was a period of time toward later last year where I think people took advantage of that for the wrong reasons. So I can only say that we are looking as a council at including something in our procedures to ensure that question time is more appropriately dealt with from the floor. So, thank you. I knew that would come up.
Mayor, I think we all agree with the sentiments. We all agree with the sentiments, and it's about the appropriate use of question time. And you know, sometimes we have had situations where it does look as though it's questions of chasing things to rabbit holes or the grandstanding, whatever it is. But we all support Ron in trying to find a way forward to keep it as it is.
I have said as a member of the public today, I think that I met with, that perhaps my choice of words could have been a little bit better thought out before I said something. So, you know, I'll be upfront with that. No problem with that. But we would like to move forward from that issue and make sure proper process is in place. Mr. Dyer.
Just for the record, my name is Ray Dyer, and I believe the reason that you had audio here is because for the last 10 years you haven't been able to do the minutes of the meetings right anyway, writing them up.
Is that a question or a statement, sir?
I'm making a statement.
Well,
because the minutes have not been written up correctly for the last 10 years. That is the reason why you've gone audio.
Thank you.
Video. Now can I have a question, please? Down at the roundabout at Myrtleford, at the Shire offices to Sandy Street and O'Donnell Avenue, if you have a brick in the middle of the road, it's very dangerous for motorbikes, push bikes and cars. In that roundabout, in the inside of the roundabout, you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what's the question, sir?
The question is, it is so dangerous, when's the Shire going to do something about it?
Is there a brick on the road?
There is about 12 bricks on the inside of that roundabout that has a straight edge nearly 12 bricks long. Inside the roundabout, going up Stanley Street. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's an accident waiting to happen. And that's why I've been waiting for Charlie Bird for the last year and a half to talk to him about it.
Thank you. I'll refer the matter to Mr. Bird and his team.
And that is the reason why I put a letter into the CEO to talk about Charlie Bird. He hasn't even agreed to that.
Thank you, Mr. Dyer.
Is something going to be done about that roundabout?
I have referred the matter to Mr. Bird and his team.
It is absolutely ridiculous. It's an accident.
Thank you. No, we've understood what you've said, sir. Thank you. I'm sorry, are there further questions from the floor? Thank you. We move on to item 8, presentation of reports by officers. Chief Executive Officer Mr. Barry, 8.1.1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As is not required, but as we do every month, we report contracts that I have signed under delegation, which are between $50,000 and $150,000, and there is one for this month, $59,000 to Bright Concreting for works at Dinner Plain.
Councillor Pearce. Councillor Nicholas, thank you. All those in favour? It's carried. Membership renewals. Item 8.1.2, membership renewals, Rural Councils Victoria and National Timber Councils Associated Incorporated. Mr. Barry, is there an officer to talk to this?
Yeah, this is me to talk to this one, Mr. Mayor. One of the things that we do every year is review any memberships and recurring subscriptions we have, because they are a significant portion of our funds. As we know, we've done things like review our employee costs, but also in parallel with that we do review these costs quite diligently every year and seek to reduce them where possible. Last year we reduced them by $100,000, and in keeping with that, in reviewing 2 memberships that have just arisen, for the reasons outlined in the report, we're recommending the renewal of Rural Councils Victoria membership at $3,300 including GST, and that we do not renew our National Timber Councils Association Inc. membership, which is about $2,500.
Mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Nicholas, sorry, and Councillor Knapstein. Councillor Nicholas.
I'd just like to add, for those who may not have read the report, that we will be retain our membership of Timber Towns Victoria, so we still have some input into that information and support base.
Councillor Knapstein. Any further comment from any other councillors? No? Sorry.
Oh no, I think I'll hold the tongue.
Okay. Thank you. We'll take it to the vote then. Thank you. All those in favour? Against? Nil. Motion is carried. Item 8.1.3, VC election report.
So noted.
Councillor Forsyth, Councillor Roper. Speak at all,
I don't
Councillor
think
Forsyth?
we need to speak to this one. I think there was no, I'm sorry, usually my voice is heard. I don't think we need really to speak to this one. I don't think there's anything contentious about the election result at the time, so thank you.
Councillor Roper?
No need to add any further.
Okay. Any other councillors? Nil. Take it to the vote. All those in favour? Accepted. Yep. 8.2.1 petition, reduce the speed limit on Redback Mulligong Road, Coral Bank. Director of Assets, Mr. Bird.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose of this report is to inform Council and provide a response to a petition received to reduce the speed limit from 100 km an hour to 60 km an hour and install associated signage on the Redbank Mulligong roads in Coral Bank to improve the safety of pedestrians, children, cyclists and all other road users. So the petition was received and tabled at the February 2017 Council meeting. There were 188 signatures and Council officers are currently undertaking investigations to determine what is an appropriate response to that and working with the stakeholders, and a response will be provided at the next Council meeting. So the recommendation is the Council note the petition that was received, note the Council officers undertaking further investigations and engaging with the relevant stakeholders, and the recommendation will be made at the April Council meeting.
So moved.
Second that.
Councillor Roper, Councillor Nicholas. Comment, Councillor Roper.
Thank the community for putting forward the petition, and we'll have a suitable resolution at the next meeting.
Thank you, Councillor Nicholas.
I'd just like to commend again the council officers for making sure that consultation is undertaken, as that's a very important part of change management.
Thank you. Any further comment by councillors? No. All those in favour? Carried. Uh, 8.2.2 Alpine Better Places Myrtleford Design Consultancy Services, the contract. I suppose it's you again, Mr. Bird.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This report relates to the award of the contract for the Alpine Better Places Myrtleford Detail Design Consultancy. Council commenced the Alpine Better Places project in early 2015, which included the detailed concept designs for Bright, Myrtleford and Porepunkah. The works have commenced in Bright and Porepunkah, and this is for the detailed design in Myrtleford. And Council received significant funding from the National Stronger Reasons Fund, the federal government, towards this project recently, and sort of helped us to do the design to implement that. Into the detail, the tenders were advertised on tenders.net and Alpine Shire Council website. 99 tenders downloaded the documentation and 8 tender submissions were received. The tenders were evaluated in accordance with the criteria assessment. Shortlisted 2 tenderers with until further evaluation of those two, and it's recommended that Council award the contract the Murdoch Design Consultancy Services to Michael Smith and Associates at the lump sum price of $179,000. $179,400.
Councillor Forsyth.
Seconded.
Councillor Roper. Councillor Forsyth.
Look, I think it's timely, and having, just for the general public here, having gone through how this was all allocated, if you go back in the background, you'll note that certain things are looked at on who is going to actually get this design quote that's gone to Michael Smith and Associates. They came up with a very, very comprehensive way of actually doing this, and they were the only ones that actually totally engaged, came on site with more than just one person to give their spiel, and yeah, no, I think this is all good, so definitely.
Yeah, nice to see that.
Mr. Mayor, I think it's just important to show that we're now forging ahead with the next phase of the Alpine Better Places project in Murderford. So one of the criticisms that has been often levelled at Council is that it takes us an inordinate amount of time to get things done. Which a prime example of that has been Mafeking Square, which has taken us over 10 years to get started. But I think what we've shown is, based on the structure plans and the subsequent master plans, we've delivered $3.8 million of works.
We haven't voted on it yet.
Sorry?
We haven't voted on it.
Can I just...
You're presuming...
assuming that you do this, sorry, Councillor Roper, just crystal balling. We've delivered
You should have waited till after we finished talking about it before you actually voted in.
Sorry.
So anyone going to the Auditor General's office should know about it. For goodness sakes.
Thank you. Thank you, CEO. Mr. Bird, I have a question. Is it usual that being the second, I have the second person to speak when there's a topic? Everyone's forgetting the protocol. I did note that you said that there was 99 tender documents downloaded and 18 tenders. 8. Maths gets worse. How many tender downloads will we normally expect for a project this size?
Yeah, this was significantly more than we received also the download for the Porpunka and Mafeking Square project. But this can be significantly the main tenderer and then the subcontractors beneath that as well. So it can be arranging, but there was significant download, so that's going to be more than what we would have anticipated. A lot of interest, which is good.
It is good.
Thank you. Any further comment by councillors? Can I ask you to continue, please, Mr. Barry?
Can we go to the vote before the CEO continues with his grandstanding about the capital works spend at Alpine Shire?
Calling for a point of order, Councillor Roper. Accepted. All those in favour of the recommendation then? We have it carried. Now, Mr. Barry, if you'd like to say something.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councillor Roper, I assure you I'll be less than 15 minutes. No, in seriousness, we have delivered $3.8 million of works in Mount Beauty, the first of which was funded approximately 3.5 years ago. We've now moved on. We have works underway at Mafeking Square in Bright, about $1.3 million of works there as part of that stage. We also have works underway at Porpunka in the order of $1.7 million at Porpunka. And one of the things that could often happen to us is we could sit back a little bit and focus on what's happening now and not look to the future. And one of the heartening things here is we've already started to plan the works so that we are in a position to deliver these into the future, and that is why last year we were able to deliver 99% of our capital works programme against a historical average of about 55%. And of course we have plenty more projects in the pipeline, like the $2.6 million Murderford Indoor Sports Centre project that was recently funded, the Alpine Events Park, which is about to start, and the Hero Trail that's being constructed, and many more. So hopefully we are getting on with the business of delivery particularly in the last year.
Thank you, Mr. Barry. Are there no graphs with that, are there?
No.
Very good. Director Corporate, 8.3. Would you like to?
Yeah, we'll do it. Mr. Mayor, I should also introduce our new Director of Corporate, Natalie Cook. Natalie has recently relocated from Sydney, where she held a senior position with Endeavour Energy. Like all of our roles, we take a lot of energy to recruit. They're critically important, and we're delighted to have Natalie on board. We absolutely recognise that the area that Natalie supervises, in particular the facilities and planning and amenity area, have been very, very short-staffed for now well over a year, and it is one of the areas that we have had the most amount of pressure and the biggest delays in. So with Natalie on board, that is a critical resource gap filled there. And also, of course, you will now notice that we've migrated from a 3-director structure to a 2-director structure, which was part of our ongoing organisation reform, which at this point in time we believe are yielding savings in the order of $6 million per annum, which has caused us to have the lowest rate increase in the state last year and 2 successive years of lowest rate increases.
Thank you. Now, Natalie, could I ask you, sorry, just a moment. Yes, we'll go ahead, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose of this finance report is to provide a summary of how Council has performed during the quarter against both budget and forecast. The report itself is appendixed in the paperwork at 8.3.1, the full financial report. Overall, the report shows the Council is performing well in Q2. That is largely due to higher than expected grants and other income in the first half of the quarter, and employee costs year to date being less than budget due to vacant positions and the impact of the wage freeze. Materials and services costs are also nominally less than budget and are being managed along with a favourable result. The recommendation on this report is that the Council adopts the financial report, which is before the review for the quarter ending 30th of December 2016.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mover and seconder, please. Councillor Nicholas and Councillor Pearce.
The honour to be seconding first.
Councillor Nicholas.
I'm also still on the Finance Committee, and I commend again the staff for putting together a great report. It's very thorough, and I also am confident that we're both solvent and within legislation.
Thank you. Councillor Pearce.
I concur with my colleague. Welcome, Natalie.
Further comment, councillors? None? I will take it to the vote. All those in favour? Carried. Item 8.3.2, development of the Alpine Community Plantation Partnership in Mystic Park and Shire-wide plantations.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Alpine Community Plantation is abbreviated in the paperwork as ACP. This is a collaborative partnership with the Alpine Shire Council, the Hancock Victoria Plantations, or HVP, and community groups. This report goes to a request for a proposed funding program to enable the growth of recreation activities in Mystic Park and to increase visitation throughout the Alpine Shire as a result of this. The recommendation is on...
Right, to flag an alternate recommendation.
Go ahead, Councillor Roper.
My alternate recommendation is the Council commits to contributing up to $50,000 for ACP to implement the following risk mitigation measures prior to the 30th of June 2017. A. Road improvement. B. Installation of entry gates and signage. C. Implementation of new entry at Baker's Gully.
Councillor Roper.
Yep.
You're calling an alternate recommendation. This is a new motion, I would suggest.
It's an alternate. Yep.
You want to move a motion?
I'll move on to an alternative recommendation. I'll move my motion correct. So we have the recommendation, officer.
Yep.
Would you like me to continue?
Yes, please.
C. Implementation of a new entry at Baker's Gully. D. Certification of the mountain bike trails and improved mapping. And E. Weekly mountain bike trail monitoring and assessment until the 30th of June 2017. With a part 2 that says council will consider providing further financial contributions to ACP after receiving an ACP, a board approved 10-year business plan. The business plan is to include performance milestones, usage targets and income projections. Can I have a second, please?
Yep,
Okay, Councillor Nicholas. So
the reason for the change in recommendation is that it's felt that the current recommendation doesn't give council or Hancock's Victorian Plantation via the Alpine Community Plantation the confidence that this wonderful asset we have in partnership, the ability to proceed. So it is important for council to actually tell Hancock's Plantations what it is they plan to do as far as the immediate risk mitigation has been highlighted by them, and also for us to consider further funding instead of a back of an envelope type calculations via an appropriate business plan. This council has been through many difficult days trying to get it to where it currently is now. Just throw money around willy-nilly without a decent business plan is not the way we do business at Alpine Shire anymore.
Okay, Councillor Nicholas.
I'd just like to say that the Mystic Mountain Bike Park and all the other recreational pursuits that ACP manage are very important to the Alpine Shire, and it is important that we continue to support them. But I agree with Peter that we need, with Councillor Roper, that we need a very clear business case in front of us.
Thank you. Any further councillors would like to comment on Councillor Roper's recommendation?
Quite happy with his recommendation.
Councillor Roper, you want to finish off?
I'll just pick up on what Councillor Nicholas said, it realistically is about maintaining the product that we have on the land that HVP manage. The number of tourists, the potential, the joy that we see stemming from the amount of people that travel here to partake in this particular product that we have. That isn't on a road, it's on land that doesn't belong to Shire, that is managed by somebody else, that has inherent risks to them and their business and to the people that use the land, using the mountain bike. So we have to make sure this is right, because if we lose it now, we're going to cop it in the neck from somebody. Yeah, well, all those people that ride in the Alpine Bike Cycling Club and all the hard work that's actually gone into getting to this point where it is now.
Thank you. We'll take it to the vote. The alternative recommendation as put by Councillor Roper. All those in favour? It's carried. .3.3 Local planning policy for bulk water extraction on amenity issues.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a matter of some history. In May 2012, Council resolved to prepare an amendment to the Alpine Planning Scheme to introduce a local planning policy on bulk water extraction. In 2014, Council was though requested by State Government to withdraw this amendment because it was considered to be a statewide issue and should therefore be considered further by the State Government. Since this time, in mid-2016, a minister has response has come from the Minister to advise that they're not currently proposing to look at that planning system's regulation of bulk water extraction for commercial bottling. Therefore, this request that Council considers a proposal to a local policy into the planning scheme, which we're calling Amendment C40, which deals with amenity issues related to bulk water extraction. It also recommends that Council seeks authorisation from the Minister for Planning to prepare Amendment C40 and, when authorised, exhibit the amendment. The detailed recommendations are seen on
Councillor Roper, seconded. Councillor Nicholas. Councillor Roper.
This process started when I was mayor, which was 3 mayors ago. So I'm happy to lend my full support to this again, and hopefully we'll get some traction this time.
Councillor Nicholas. No. Any other councillors for comment?
Yes.
No. I'll take it to the vote. All those in favour? Carried. Now that we've done the vote, I can say that Indigo Shire have supported this recommendation as well, because of some concerns that they have in Indigo Shire in relation to water extraction. And we, Alpine Shire, thanks them for that support. Item 8.3.4, planning application, rural subdivision. That matter has been withdrawn by the applicant and is not part of tonight's agenda. Item 9, Assembly of Councillors, recommendation that the summary of the Assembly of Councillors for January and February 2000 be received. Councillor Nicholas. Councillor Pearce, thank you. Any debate, discussion on that? No. All those in favour? Carried. Presentation of reports by delegates, there are nil. General business from my right. No. Councillor Knapstein, Councillor Nicholas, Councillor Pearce.
I just want to make a mention about our organisation. Just wandering around the streets of late and watching the new work at Mapper King Square that's we've waited 10 years to watch. It's been, I've started to enjoy it and watched it, been part of wandering around the street in the dust and the rubble. It's been good fun, and finally after 10 years something's getting done, and it's almost exciting. I hope you share that thought with me. Other thing I did the other day, I went down a couple of weeks ago with a footy oval, and they got the new drainage in there, and walked out. It looked all right from the road, but I went down for a close look, and it looked like an ankle buster, just about every trench that went up the oval. To the credit of our lovely Shire, the effort and the work that turned around in such a quick time to get down there and do something and find a few bob from here and there to get some good stuff in there to make it grow and make it work. And the other thing I met down there was our new open spaces coordinator, Michael Buckley. So I'm just giving him a rap. Just so impressed with his management, you know, different skills that are used as days gone by. He's just so professional, and it was just great to watch it all happening, you know, with his management. So just want to give him a rap.
Thank you, Councillor Pearce. It's very kind of you.
I've got one more rap. And this is for a lovely citizen out there that Froggy's girlfriend Maria. You all know Maria at the news agents at Bright. Anyone that goes in there to whinge about the development and the works going on there will get a crack over the head off Maria, so be careful.
You missed your opportunity in item 5. Congratulations, section.
Oh well, I got it in anyway.
Yeah, you got it. Good on you.
It's been a big day.
It's Councillor Forsyth.
Not tonight.
Okay. Councillor Roper.
Yeah, fizzled. No, I'll speak to these two ladies in the front row later on about a project that they need to get on.
Two ladies in the front row.
Okay. All right, and There is no general business from myself. Motions for which notice have previously been given, there are nil. Reception and reading of petitions, there are nil.
There is one.
There is one. Oh, yeah, sorry, that is right. Council received a petition from the upper section of the Simmons Creek Road to Wonga South, urging Council to approve the extension of the footpath in Simmons Creek Road primarily because of concerns for safety of children and other residents. A report will be tabled to the next ordinary council meeting in April 2017. I think we've got another one to deal with on that same night. Have we, Mr. Bird?
We'll have a recommendation or a response to the other two petitions, because this one will have, make three.
Make three. Okay, good. It's noted. Item 14, documents for sealing. Councillor Forsyth and Councillor Nicholas. There being no further business. Oh yeah, that's right. All those in favour for the documents for sealing? Carried. No further business. The meeting closed at 8:04. Thank you. Thank you for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience and a safe journey home this evening. If there's anybody who wants to speak to the councillors, I'm sure they'll be available for you to talk to at the conclusion of the meeting.